Greetings, friends. Welcome to the Week 12 edition of Burning Down the Far Hill. It's I, your commissioner, and I have a lot to get to, so I'm going to jump right into the Week 12 recaps and then explain what all that meant, and then give you the matchups and then what that meant, what those will mean. So we were down to the last week in the regular season, so here we go. PBYWP defeats Blakeham 135-0. I can only imagine he couldn't submit his lineup because he has money owed. He's at the $20 limit. That'd be my guess. And he did not contact me in time. So, Jim, you've already done it once this year, so you're going to have to do it again. Keep making transactions like a fool. So, yeah. Stevie Johnson leads the way, but I could have picked anybody because 0. Yeah. So, Bad Dog defeats the Sinister guy from the internet 206-115. Russell Wilson, 54 points, leads the way, and congratulations to Bad Dog for clinching his first ever division title. Just a little golf clap because someone's sleeping. Congratulations, Bad Dog. Davis Dynasty defeats Nate N8 133-103. Amari Cooper goes for 30 points to lead the Davis Dynasty. Resputors at Nadamalot takes a C.J. Anderson Herculean effort on a Sunday night game to defeat Fat Bastard 209-187. Adrian Peterson, 48 points, leads the way for the Resputors. Steel Curtain over John Boy Special People with the Javaris Allen 25 points on the Monday night game, 124-108, to lock in his playoff spot. And Irish Cop defeats Road Crew 176-175. Wow, that was tight. Philip Rivers 42 points to lead the way for the Irish Cop. Chris wins the Week 12 Pick'em Pick'em game. Just to let you know, we have 1 week left in the Pick'em game for weekly winner gets $1. After that, you're basically playing the rest of the season. That's all 17 weeks for the overall $10 winner. So this is the last week for the weekly winner. After that, we're playing for the season title. All 17 weeks. So, what does all that mean? All that stuff that I just told you, what does that mean? So here's what we got. Starting, we'll go from top to bottom here. Currently, right now, Davis Dynasty is the #1 seed. Davis Dynasty is playing, okay, so here, before I break that down, I'm going to quickly run through the matchups, and then I can explain all this without having to backtrack. So, Sinister guy from the internet's 3-9. He's playing 3-9 Blakeham. They're basically having a lose-off for the #1 pick. It's not certain, but currently they're the 11 and 12 seeds. Thomas won back in Week 6 and leads the series 7-2. PPYWP 3-7 is playing the 7-5 Bad Dog. Bad Dog, like I said, I'm going to explain all this later, but he needs a win and some stuff. But Jared leads 17-5. Larry won back in Week 6. All explanations later. Fat Bastard 7-5 is playing the 3-9 N8s. Chris leads the series 3 Love. Won back in Week 6. Explanations later. The top seed Davis Dynasty 10-2 is at the 9-3 Resputors at Nadamalot. JJ leads the series 5-4. Won back in Week 6. Matchup's big. Explain later. 3-9 Road Crew is at the 8-4 Steel Curtain. Steel Curtain leads the series, I believe it's 9-7 because he won back in Week 6 via tiebreaker. And lastly, 8th John Boy Special People 5-7 at the 2-seeded 9-3 Irish Cop. John Hansen leads the series 9-6. John Hauser won back in Week 6. Yeah. Okay. So here's the explanations that now that we know matchups. Davis Dynasty is playing the Resputors at Nadamalot this week. Davis Dynasty wins, so the winner of that game, period, wins the away boys division. And more than likely will be the well, I'm not going to say more likely. If Davis Dynasty wins, he wins the division and clinches the #1 seed. If Resputors at Nadamalot wins the division, and needs an Irish Cop loss to clinch #1 seed, but a win, if I win the game, I clinch a bye in the first round playoffs. There's that matchup, pretty cut and dry there. Irish Cop is currently the 2 seed. He needs a win over Who did I say he was playing? I don't remember anymore. He needs a win over John Hauser to lock up the Outlanders division, and a win plus a Davis Dynasty loss will clinch the #1 seed. That's where that is. So basically, if you win, you're definitely getting a bye, I think. Is it definitely? I don't know. It's weird. Things can happen. But win in the Davis Dynasty loss, and you'll clinch the #1 seed. So I got my playoff scenarios. Steel Curtain, like I said, all 6 of the playoff teams are already set, just to let everyone know, so there's no drama there about anybody getting in for the last week. So Steel Curtain's currently the 4 seed. He just needs a win, he'll lock up the 4 seed. Can't get any higher than the 4 seed. So you can lose and fall all the way down to 6, but you can't go any higher than 4. Chris is currently the 5th seed. He needs to win. If he wins his matchup this week against N8, he will play in the 4-5 seed, 4-5 matchup, irregardless. I mean, Roger could win and be 4, and Chris could be 5, or those two can flip-flop. If Chris wins and Roger loses, Chris is 4 and then Roger's 5. But either way, they'll play each other in the 4-5 matchup. 6th seed currently, division winner, is the only division winner, is Bad Dog. He needs a win plus a fat bastard loss to get out of the 6th seed, which will get him up to maybe, he could go as high as 4, depending on a tiebreaker, which I haven't looked at that. No, he can get this 5, that's it. That's it. Because Roger has head-to-head on, Chris and Roger both have head-to-head on Larry, so he's got to have a better record. So they both could, I guess they both could lose, and they both lose and Larry wins, you can get up to 4. So what miracle that is. But Bad Dog, he has to win, is locked in despite his 7-5 record, and Hauser and Jer, I think are both, they're 2 games back anyway, so it doesn't matter. Or actually it's 1, I don't know. They're 5-7, 7-5. So yeah, regardless. So Bad Dog's in for the first time in a little bit. Can get up out of the 6th seed, but he needs a win and a fat bastard loss to get out of that 6th seed. And so there's your top 6 and scenarios for seeding. Now, going down to the bottom half, what I can tell you right now is Jer and John Hauser both have the buys in the toilet bowl. They both have the same record. Jer currently has the tiebreaker over that John Hauser. So for the buys, but they're both having buys. They're just playing semantics on who wants to be the 1 and 2 seed in the toilet bowl. Now, the other 4 teams all are 3-9. And this is where it gets messy, and I can't believe no one's clinched the #1 seed, or #1 pick in the fight or the draft for next year. But this is where it's at. Currently, the seeding is Nate 9, Josh 10, Thomas 11, and Jim 12. But just because that order, if Jim loses, it's not necessarily a done deal, because tiebreakers come flipping back around here. So Thomas and Jim are playing each other this week, so you would have thought the loser of that game automatically is the #1 pick. It's not that simple. It's going to be down to 3-10 and who's 3-10. Because the way it looks like, Nate can lose, Josh can lose, but one of the 2 Thomas and Jims are going to win. So the winner of the Thomas and Jim matchup basically has the best shot to move all the way up to 9. If everybody else loses, which Nate hasn't shown any resistance in the last 4 weeks. Josh had made a valiant effort at his brother last week, and has got a tall order playing Steel Curtain this week, and yeah, and then the other 2 are playing each other. So more than likely it'll be a 3-way tie for the bottom, and then I got to reconstitute all the tiebreakers, which just to go over them, Josh has beaten Thomas. And has beaten, let's see, where do you get? It's 2-1. Josh has beaten Thomas, and has beaten Jim, and has lost to Nate. Nate, with Josh's beaten Josh, has beaten Thomas, but lost to Jim. And then Thomas has beaten Jim, lost to Josh, and lost to Nate. So whatever those, however those three match up down there. Once we get there, we'll figure that out all next week. So there, that's that. Just want to let you know, week 15 is the last week for transactions. So kickoff of week 15, which is going to be the semifinal round of the playoffs. After that, there's no transactions for going into championship week, or for the, if you don't forget the week 17 challenge. Highest scoring team in week 17 gets $10. Simple. You just got to stay around for one more week. So that's where we're at. Any questions, concerns, hostilities? I tried, we had a glitch with Chris's lineup somehow this week. I fixed that. Jim's, I think, is pretty straightforward. I did not hear from him, so he knows what to do. And we'll press on to the final week of the regular season.